Hey Brianna, nice job here. Yeah, I think you've done a nice job resolving the background. I would probably move the guy over just a little bit because this edge is really close to the side of the picture plane. So just probably move him over something like this. And I would just continue to maybe work a little bit with the text. I think that if you bring down this a little bit and just make it a little bit closer, I think it's going to have a little bit more impact. And you don't want to get the text too far apart because it tends to look kind of disconnected. I like how you're angling this down. Another thing you could do to make the text stand out is again to maybe add something like a stroke. You know, kind of like a reddish or yellow stroke. So let's see what that would look like. Not that color, but something reddish or orange, probably red. Again, you know, there's a lot of trial and error in doing these, so I don't know, that might be too big. I mean, that's what a really big one looks like. But again, you can see how it kind of works to just help bring this out a little bit. You could try another color, like a lighter color too. That might be better, like a yellow. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. You don't want it too strong. You just want a little something to, you know, to make this stand out a little bit more. It's a little bit hard to read. And again, it's kind of big, so you can just make it as little as you want. Again, you don't want to make this too much, you know, just because it takes away from the caricature. You know, you might want to try just using, well, let me see what it looks like without the image behind it. You know, you might want to think of trying something simpler just because I think that though I like the fiery text, or just use part of it. So again, you could also, you know, do some kind of levels and so on with this. So you could say, oh, you know, let's do a levels adjustment on that too. Because again, if you bring it down a little bit, I'm just looking at the text though. Yeah, I don't know, because then I would have to clip it after. Yeah, not sure about this. Doesn't really do much anyway. So that's another option. Another thing you could do is continue to move that image around so you have, you know, just so the text stands out. Because again, it's just hard to read this because it's so complicated. But let's try moving the image. You know, even something like that. The effect doesn't need to be everywhere over the, you know, even something like that is more readable because you can see this a lot more. So again, that would be just something I would do, is continue to really work on making the text a little bit more legible. Even that looks, well, no, that yellow is kind of hard to read, isn't it? Yeah, with text, it's all about contrast. So, and you know, when you have such a complicated image in the background of it, it just makes it harder to read and it doesn't stand out. So, you know, that's another reason why even adding, you know, more of an outer glow. Let me see, you're using, let's see what using something like red would look like. Oh, I didn't want to do this one. Let me cancel. I actually wanted to do the food one to see how maybe get it to stand out a little bit. So outer glow, let's see if added something kind of reddish, orangish. Let's go lighter color. You know, again, this is just so much about editing and editing and editing. It's let's see. Bring it in a little bit. So this doesn't look that great, but I think if you had this and then you added a stroke to it, I think it would work again just to make things stand out a little bit more. So then again, if you had a stroke, you want that color, even white. Yeah, that's kind of cheesy. Let's try yellow. Even something like that works to make it stand out. And again, it doesn't need to be this big. But so you see what I'm saying. It's just really a process of adding and subtracting. And again, you can turn it off to see, whoops, that's the wrong one again. So you can turn it off to see, okay, is it more visible, viewable like this or like that? Even without the glow, if it has a stroke, probably get rid of the drop shadow. Drop shadows really don't work for the most part. They kind of just make it look flatter. Let's see what the other, even that drop shadow probably could go. I would get rid of the drop shadows on all of it. Just because they just don't tend to do much. But anyway, so you kind of see what where I'm going here. But overall, your guy looks great and stands out really well. I mean, you could, let's see, you could look to see if making the background darker, if that would work to make it stand out again. Oh, this isn't working. Let me see here. Oh, I see. You've got the levels already in place here. Okay, let me see. Got also hue and saturation. Actually, that looks pretty good. I kind of like it like that. So let's see if this will make any difference. It won't because it's underneath it. I'm just going to turn this off. There it goes. You could make it darker. The idea is you still see the details, but again, the text and the caricature just stands out a little bit more. I mean, you still see it's a grill. That's kind of the main thing with it. And there's your saturation thing. So anyway, yeah, just one more draft to go. And yeah, feel free to grab me on IM or Hangouts if you want feedback. I could also see this flame coming up a little bit more too. But anyway, I think that's kind of what you try to do with the text. So yeah, overall, really nice job. And I think this guy is really great. And I just did a little bit more editing to do. And you're real close to a portfolio piece. Okay.